Hello everyone, welcome to a game called Cupid, a visual novel. Now this is a visual novel, but there are multiple endings in this game. I looked at the comments and they were like, ending 3 and 4 is pretty messed up, so I'm going to try to get ending 3 and 4 and all the other endings too. I like visual novels because there's a lot of art. Yeah, here we go, we got 4 endings. That's nice. We like that. I love options in a game. Looks like we got like 4 ways to get to those endings and all that good stuff. Alright, let's freaking load the I have nothing. Return. Alright, let's get started. This art looks awesome. Let's get started. Also, why are we playing this? It's Love Month. It's February, so why not? Okay? I love you. That's what you say during Valentine's Day is I love you. Welcome to Valentine's Day month. I'm gonna try to play a lot of games around love. You know, I've picked out like a bunch of love simulations and all this kind of stuff. So I'm just like, I'm ready to get all soppy and sappy. I love you, I love you. I love you. There's no need to explain, it's only nature. A mother loves her daughter more than anything else in the world. He hates you, doesn't he? The whole lot of them despise you, don't they? Chasing you into the forest and gouging a hole in your leg, all because you smiled at their husbands. And you know what? You deserve it. You freak. You disgusting, horrible, filthy girl. I don't feel like you deserve that, but okay. Didn't I tell you to stay away from them? You never listen. Serves you right for being a little blah, haha, you are. Wow. But you don't have to worry, my darling. It's alright. Even if the whole world wishes you dead, I promise you this. Your mother will always be by your side. Priest. My goodness, child, whatever has happened to you? A girl was slumped in the doorway, soaked by the rain. Her legs were covered in dirt and blood. She lifted her head upon hearing the priest's voice and stared at him with blank eyes. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. She hobbled forward, her bloody leg giving way. Automatically, the priest rushed forward to steady her. Years of spiritual training had prepared him for the most unexpected guests to his church. He sprung into action. He ushered her to a pew, brought out some clean cloth and antiseptic, and began to bandage the wound on her leg. Yet, throughout all this, he found that he couldn't take his eyes off her. He would be gazing at the roll of bandages in his hand, deciding how to tie them, and then out of nowhere, he would be staring into her eyes. Even with all this mud and grime smeared across her face, he couldn't deny that she was absolutely beautiful. How old was she? 20? 18? 16? Her face was so young. The priest had long since aged past his desire for the opposite sex, but somehow, something about her enraptured him. Is she Cupid? Like the actual Cupid? I don't know. When he realized his own thoughts, he quickly steered his mind towards other matters. Priest, my child, what happened to you? She seemed to take all the time in the world before responding. He looked at me. He looked at me and touched me, and then he started to kiss me. At first, the priest didn't understand. Oh, I understand a little something about this. Then he realized with a jolt of anger what she meant. It was happening more and more often nowadays. The young men of France these days were spirited, uncontrollable ruffians. A lady walking home by herself one night would be prey to a few number of them. Lust. One of the 7 deadly sins, the one that the priest personally despised the most. Furrowing his brow in sorrow, the priest laid a hand on her thigh. You are safe now, child. God's house is a sanctuary for the faithful. I don't think he'll protect me. He looked at her in confusion. You see, Father, I have sinned again. Right there among the pews before the altar of God, she bowed her head. I'm sorry. Was she apologizing to him or to someone else? Her hair hid her face and her eyes, and the priest could make neither head nor tail of her. He suddenly realized that his hand was still on her thigh, and he hurriedly drew it away. I'm sorry. She repeated this phrase over and over again. Quick save. That's how you do that. Okay. After a while, the priest got up. Don't fret, child. You are not to blame. I will contact the local constable, but in the meantime, you are to make yourself feel at home. I will fetch you a hot drink. He patted her head and let her go to the back room. She remained seated in the pew, her head bent forward. As the priest's footsteps faded away, the entire church fell into silence. Am I going to get stabbed from behind right now? Now that it was dead of night, the clouds covered the sky. Barely a silver moonlight filtered through the stained glass. The girl sat alone in a ring of darkness. Quick save. Quick save. She opened her mouth. Now? No, I know. Hold on. Wait, we're by... Alright. Intro. We're merely on the intro. Okay. Wait. Okay. Return. No, I know. If I may say my piece, surely. Yes, mother. But he is so very kind. Haven't you learned your lesson, idiot? I fear for your safety. I'm gonna be nice, Mom. What's wrong with being nice, Mom? We can be nice, Mom. Also, good thing I saved. Yeah. Follow Mother's words and leave. You saw the look in his eyes, didn't you? You cannot stay here. Even the man of God can stain you with the filthiest colors. We know about that. Especially if he's Catholic. Sorry, Catholics. That joke had to be made. Be a good girl and follow Mother's words. But it is cold outside, Mother. The rain has not let up. Can't I stay? All right, sure, stay. Whatever. I suppose you can. I'm sorry. My voice is going to go in and out of these things all the time. There's not going to be any consistency here. But you must be wary of everyone in this church. Do you understand? You are so weak, my darling. You give my heart so much pain. I'm sorry, Mother. I will try my best to stay out of trouble. How am I going to mind you like this? You attract so much misfortune everywhere you go. This is your fault, my poor child. I'm gonna go nice mom route, my stupid little girl. Always a blight on you. Whatever will you do without me? I'm sorry, Mother. Thank you for always guiding me. It is all my fault. The girl sat in silence. I don't like this Mother character. Mother was right, after all. She was always right. Everything was her fault. Her fist shook with the mixture of fear and conviction. She had to do penance. Mother, give me strength. There is something I wish to do. The girl rose from the pew. In front of her, the altar, and on top of the altar was a motley? A mately? I don't know. Decorated cross. A mately? I don't know. It was as wide as her head, and the tip of the cross had been crafted such that it was razor sharp. She left the pew, knelt briefly, then walked over to the altar. Don't tell me. You're quite sure you're doing this? The girl's arm trembled ever so slightly. What other way is there me to atone? She picked up the cross. Oh, my darling daughter, Mother is proud of you. Slowly, she brought the sharp end close to her face, so close that it hovered just above her eye. And then she... I wish I wouldn't have told her to stay. Chapter 1, The Star and the Rose. That hurt. That hurt a lot. That hurt so much. I know it goes up and down, but I don't care. Screw it. Alright, let's go return and go. A scruffy young girl in tattered clothes peeked through the open gates of the Chateau du Somali or something, I don't know. An afternoon goiter was being held in its gardens. People from high-class estates strolled through the manicured gardens while chatting loudly with one another. There was beautiful ladies clad in silver and velvet, their necks adorned with pearls and jewels. A variety of foods were displayed on the tables. The girl stared at the food. She hadn't eaten properly for the past few days. Are you hungry, child? Are you hungry, my dear? Yes, Mother. Don't you worry. Mother will provide. You do not need those high-class foods anyway. They will upset your stomach. Now we've stayed long enough. Let us leave. Surely we can look around for a bit. It's still a little early. There was something else that called to her, other than the party itself. She walked to and fro from the gate, peeking at the crowd, despite the urgings of her mother to leave. Just a tiny glance would be enough. The girl smiled and thought of him. Oh, the owner of the chateau, the Marquis de Gil. The girl was drawn to him. He wasn't the same as other people. He seemed different somehow. He was kind to her and would always hand her food when she delivered flowers. Her heart felt at ease with him. He is the same as everyone. I do not care for him. I do not care for him. But I wish you would stop oogling some man like a common... Aha! Ahaha! I just want to see him, Mother. What for? What good does his presence do you? He makes me feel that there are still good people in the world, Mother. There is no good people in the world, child. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, of course, dear. We do not know the real intentions people have. One can only hope the real charity exists. But even good people will always put their needs first. Even your precious Marquise. Don't you think I'm a good person, Mother? Of course I do. Of course I do. Of Of course, child, you are special. Haven't I raised you as such? I have tried my best, my dearest. Yes, mother, you keep me all right. I love you. The girl stared at her shoes and looked around for a bit, hoping for just a glance before she left. And there he was. There was no harm in looking, she reasoned. She would never enter the Marquise's world. Let her heart be filled with hope. He turned his eyes in her direction. Did he smile at her? The girl's heart stopped. Did he recognize her? She beamed. Court Lady 1. My, is this creature deaf and dumb as well as dumb? It might be, poor thing. Mademoiselle! A voice called to the rose girl. She gasped. It seemed that somebody else had noticed her presence. She turned to leave. No, my dear, poor little creature, don't run away. Charlotte, she stinks, don't touch her. Came to crash a party, little urchin, too hungry? Her stomach gave a low grumble. She was always hungry, it seemed, no matter how much or how little she ate. Encouraged by the kindness of the Marquise had shown, the girl approached the woman. She teetered towards their table. What are you selling? Look at this poor creature. Is she selling roses? These are all ugly ones. But not as appealing as the rags she is covering herself in. Are you trying your best to be this repulsive? Now don't be mean, Antoinette. Perhaps it's the commoner fashion nowadays. They laughed while gawking at her and her wares. Oh my, she only has one eye. Ghastly, but I can't look away. The other lady nodded her head. Like a sideshow attraction, you mean? The freaks are at the carnivals. She's darling in her own dirty, monstrous way. Maybe we can keep it. Huh. Sounds great. Hello, do you want some bread, urchin? Well, speak up. Maybe her tongue is short. Add that to the list of sterling qualities. Quiet, Antoinette. Come on, don't be shy. Do you want some food? Let us hear you speak. Yes, madam. What? Yes, madam, I would be grateful. One of the ladies clapped in mockery of your reply. Oh, she talks. The ladies handed her the bread. But it was snatched away just before her fingers grazed it. Not before you dance for us first. Oh, make her do a handstand. I've seen one of those street people do that. Quite marvelous. Now, I'd like to see that. This party is getting quite boring. Well, come on, ma bête. Dance for your food. The girl looked at the beautiful, cruel faces of the women. That look on them. It was a burning desire to hunt simply because they could. She knew that look. Before they touched her and hurt her, they had that look burning in their eyes. Ah, look at what you did, Claudette. She's shivering like a leaf, poor thing. The lady was laughing as she said those words. I didn't do anything. She should be grateful for even offering her this much. Besides, these commoners are supposed to be jolly in their misery. Come on, girls, show us your joy. The girl moved away as they laughed. Mother, please save me. Mother. Didn't I tell you people are cruel? Didn't I tell you to leave? Didn't I tell you people are cruel? Haven't I taught you this time and time again? People are cruel. Now you must see it firsthand. Hey there! A child's voice called out from behind her. It belonged to a girl around 7, with chubby cheeks and a look of curiosity in her eyes. She wore a blue dress, somewhat patched at the corners, but kept clean and tidy. She was not rich, but she had an air as if she owned the ground she stood on. Another commoner. This party is absolutely teeming with them. The Marquis loves those things. Heard he picks them up randomly from the streets. Maybe I should get me one too. Do you think it is fashionable abroad in this birth country, I mean? Persia? No. I heard he was from India. I heard a rumor he's a bastard son of a Greek queen. Goodness, that's so far-fetched. I could barely pronounce his name, though. He really should change it to something more acceptable. Who knows what kind of demons he might attract with such a blasphemous name. Aha! It must be why all these nasty, horrid little creatures flock around him. Oh, him, devil or not, I'll forgive him if he kisses my hand. The ladies laugh. Talope, aren't you shameless? Don't lie, we all know why we're here. The ladies gossip among themselves completely and ignoring the girl. The young girl took the slighting with a shrug. She approached the table and asserted her presence. What you doing? Goodness, they don't take a hint, do they? Throw something shiny, it might distract them. Hey, you've been holding that bread for a long time. Aren't you gonna give it to her? She pointed at the shabby rose vendor. Why do you care? Do you want the bread for yourself? I bet she's hungry too. I know, maybe you should toss the bread and see if they'll fight for it. The ladies laughed to themselves. The girl stared at them with confusion. Her brows furrowed in childlike understanding. Next thing everyone knew, she had swiped the bread from the woman's hand. Oh my! How rude! Horrible, filthy girl, give that back. The girl sniffed the piece of bread and nibbled at the surface. Yummy, it's still warm. She shoved the bread in the urchin's face. The scrumptious scent of bread flooded the Rose Girl's nose. Lick it. The sugar butter tastes good. No, you devil child, give that back. The urchin licked it. Her tongue was coated in sweetness. She stood there, squeezing the taste in her tongue. The girl grinned at her, and she couldn't help but grin back. Sorry, here you go, it's all yours. Ugh, disgusting. Like we're going to eat anything that's been in your filthy mouths. Wow, so this is ours now. You ladies are so nice. Cheeky little brat, I'll be thrown out of this party, I'll have you. Hello, Marquis. He is a fine gentleman, indeed. A young man strode to the commotion. A sweet scent lingered as he passed. The Rose Girl felt her mouth well up. His presence, her body filled as if the hunger was a bait. She blushed furiously, with the strange effect he had. Ladies. Oh, Sire Guillemine. I just came to check in on my esteemed guest. Is everything all right? Are you enjoying yourself? One of the ladies started fanning herself with obvious annoyance. Well, these little beasts have been harassing us. Yes, my lord. We were just minding our own business when the girls swiped food off our table. Horrible little nits. The girl stuck her tongue out at them. A lady wiped her eyes in mock tears. See, look at that. It's absolute monstrous how these children act around adults nowadays. There's no respect, monsieur. I worry for the next generation. Oh, Charlotte, don't cry. Well, my lord, we would all breathe a little easier if those children were sent on their way. Yes, Who knows what kind of mischief they might be up to next? They might set a fire to the tables, you see. Oh, or steal our jewelry. In fact, I think my pocket watch is missing. Oh no, how unfortunate. I love how he's just like, yes, I see through your bullshit, shut the hell up. Like, he's giving them a minimal answer. I love it. One of the ladies continued her childish wailing. It is misery. It's unfortunate how you allow your important guests to be treated this way. Please deal with these vermin. Throw them out now. Oh, my sweet ladies, I am stricken with grief at your misfortune. Seething with sarcasm, allow me to offer my heartfelt apology. Unfortunately, this child is my important guest today, and you are, sad to say, he owned paltry squatters. He owned those. God dang, that's a burn. Excuse me, Madame Charlotte of Montpellier. I don't remember sending you an invite. Same for you, Lady Antoinette of Rennes and Lady Claudette of Lyon. Most people I invited are huge patrons of music. That is why they are here today. They came to listen to Mademoiselle Catherine Louise Parade. She is the 7-year-old piano prodigy who played for the Queen last summer. The man pointed at the girl busy chewing her half of the bread. The Rose Girl just stared at her, unfolding the situation. Well, that's... I'm sure you were aware of this, were you not? No matter. I'm always happy to see you, ladies. It is my pleasure to have you here. But I hope you don't mind giving some of the food away to my townspeople. That's why I keep my gates open. My servers are instructed to serve anyone who passes by, not just my guests. But don't you fret, my darlings. There's plenty more to be served. The ladies blushed in embarrassment. One of them began to fan herself even faster. Excuse me. The Marquise walked up to the two girls. The Rose Girl's heart beat so fast it made her feel light and dizzy. She had never been this close to him. It made her feel a mixture of fear and elation. Lady Catherine, your father has been looking for you. It is almost time for your performance. The girl looked up at the Marquise and did a little curtsy. My apologies, sire. I didn't mean to cause a clatter. Guillaume chuckled. I saw the whole thing, ma chérie. You put those ladies in their place. They were being mean to her. Guillaume narrowed his eyes at the quiet girl she hid behind her basket of roses. She couldn't look at him directly. He was like the sun. It hurt just to be in his presence. Yet there was a relief in her heart as he stepped closer to her. I've seen you before, haven't I? Are you looking at me? Please don't look at me. All of them are looking up at me right now, and this is like... I'm sure they were looking at me the whole time, but this image makes me uncomfortable for some reason. Even though... Okay, the prodigy girl, her eyes are like... They're bright and shiny, with a bit of malintent and mischief. And the Marquise's eyes looked very much concerned. And Rose's eyes looks very concerned. I promise you I'm not partaking in any unhealthy activity in my life now. I'm alright, thank you. I don't know why this image just struck me. The Rose Girl nodded and made a courtesy. I delivered roses for your house sometimes, sire. Yes, the girl with the sweetest face. The rose girl blushed. I love your roses, by the way. They stay fresh longer than they should. You tended to them with love. Thank you, sire. Do you have a name, young lady? I, what's the matter? I don't have a name. It is all right, young lady, if you would rather. Let's call her Rose. Hmm? Rosa. It fits her. I think she forgot her name, or she lost it. The Marquise nodded wisely. A valid point. Are you all right with that, Rosa? Yes. Come on, Rosa. You'll watch me play, right? I. Her eyes darted from girl to the Marquise. Oh, sir. Gilly doesn't mind. Gilly? Hoo-hoo! I feel like this is like a save point right here. Oop. These numbers are gonna mess me up, but let's return. Gilly. He's really nice to me and my family. He helps the people around town, too. He won't throw you out. The Marquis held his right hand in the air as if swearing an oath. I won't. Come on. You're invited now. You're my special guest. There's plenty of food inside too, Rosa. Please help yourself. Thank you, sire. Rosa's coming! Yay! Yay, Rosa, go Rosa! Get away from your abusive mother, which is me. I am that person. I tried so hard to be nice, but these options are not nice. A lot of them aren't. And the next one, I'm gonna be really mean to this girl, and I'm gonna feel horrible. I'm gonna feel just outright awful. But I wonder if I tell her to leave, if she'll keep her eye. So that's what I'm looking at right now. The long run of good. Now, this is my first public performance, Rosa. I'm a bit nervous. Catherine scratched her head. What will I do if I make a mistake? Papa will be very upset. The Marquise knelt in front of Catherine and rubbing her shoulders fondly. You won't make a mistake, ma chérie. As long as you put your heart into the keys. Play to touch your audience, and any mistakes won't matter. Do you understand? Catherine stared at the Marquise. Not really. The man chuckled. I love this girl, by the way. She is sassy, and she is great. She is sassy in a good way. You will someday. Just play your first song with me in your mind, will you? Something you think will make me smile. Guillaume held Catherine's clear young eyes in his gaze. He kissed her hand. It was covered in sticky sugar and breadcrumbs. Catherine blushed. It was the first time she looked embarrassed by anything. It would be my pleasure, sir. It went silent. Oh yeah, is she gonna start playing? It's not because it's an eerie horror silence, even though it feels like an eerie horror silence. Because I kind of know the context of the game. It's a bit of a horror game, a little bit, but we'll see. Catherine trudged up to the wooden podium and walked towards the middle of the stage. The crowd's chatter died down. She could have seen in front of her audience, waved to her father, and stole a glance at Guillaume. The man gave her a tiny nod. Oh, this is such beautiful imagery! She sat down in front of the piano, admiring the cream and ebony keys under her fingers. Her own piano was broken and beaten. Father had sold his horse for it. The A3 never played, and the strings would creak even when it was cold. But it had never failed her. She knew the key like they were her own fingers. She whispered to the new piano softly. Also, the chair is kind of going through her. I wonder if that's how it's supposed to be. I don't think that's how that's supposed to look. I mean, I get this. I get what you're trying to do, but like, that just, I don't know, that just struck me. I said it's beautiful imagery. It is beautiful imagery, but details, um, she whispered to the new piano softly as if coaxing a beautiful untamed animal. Let's be friends, okay? Then she saw Rosa at the far end of the podium watching her diligently. There was a renewed vigor in her blood. She could hear the keys calling out for her, a song that would make him smile. She placed the fingers on the keys and began to play. Oh, nice. Turn that up. Alright. At the ring of the first few notes, it became apparent to the audience the girl was something special. Here was a little girl barely tall enough to reach the pedals of the piano, playing as if she owned it. And there were times she missed a note or two, but that didn't matter. She played the song to make someone smile, and it touched everyone present. Her musical skill was far beyond her years. Her fingers caressed the keys, as if she was making a flower crown, carefully weaving the petals. I hope my audio doesn't give out because of this. I hope I don't get copyright for this, too. She knew the correct way to tie the leaves, so they wouldn't tear, like all smart little girls did. As the piano sang under her hands, Catherine seemed to disappear right in front of the audience's eyes. She was just a vision, after all, someone leading them down a dream of a garden of the springtime, the shade of a tree on a windy day. The couples in the audience tightened their grip at the hands of their partners. Some closed their eyes and let the music saturate their soul. Sweet memories of youth. At first love, the yawn of a newborn. Rosa's eyes showed, oh, that's beautiful imagery. Oh my gosh. As she stared at Catherine, her heart captured by this image of her. A young girl swaying her head to the music, smiling as the notes poured out of her. She couldn't take her eye away from Catherine's glowing face. Was this happiness? Was this love? She looked like she was in love. And she was, wasn't she? In her innocence, she was still in love with life. In love with her family, with her pets, in love with every new discovery. She was full of hope. It was bittersweet feeling for Rosa. A happy teardrop rolled down her cheek. She wanted to warm herself in the hopes, if she could. In the audience, Guillermine and Catherine's father sat beside each other. Sir Pari, your daughter is amazing. She is, isn't she? I mean, pardon my arrogance, my liege. I am very proud father, you see. No pardon unnecessary, sire. Has she found a sponsor yet? The Duke of Versailles once spoke to me about it, but not made any arrangements. Then I must steal her away as soon as possible. Sire, I'd like to be Catherine's primary sponsor, if that's all right with you. Why, sire! And to further cement my status, the piano she is playing on right now, it is hers. I bought it for her. Francis' eyes widened in astonishment. That is Franquis Grove. That's beyond generous, sir. Guillermine smiled. Well, I must make it hard for you to refuse me, you see. I took the opportunity of asking you outright. You see, the Duke might offer an extravagant piano plated in gold. In that case, I have no choice but to humbly concede. What? I am kidding. The Duke of Versailles is the worst miser you will ever meet. The men chuckled. Of course, I shall be paying for her music tutoring as required, along with the ample stipend to accommodate your family. You don't have to look upset, Monsieur Parade. Your daughter is a star. There is an effervescence about her that enraptures the soul. Everescence, is that the word? There is no doubt in my mind she will exceed. Thank you deeply, my liege. Please, call me by my name, monsieur. Gillamede. Gillamede? Gilmead. I don't know. Let me remind you, this generosity isn't without charge. Her tutoring will be done at my house. I want to monitor her progress. Apart from that, I'd very much like Catherine to visit me and play from time to time. Music is one of my true passions. Her presence will benefit my mood tenfold. Of course, sire, there's a small price to pay for all your offers. On the contrary, monsieur, you don't have to decide now. Kindly think about it. Thank you, my lord, Sire Gillamede. After the performance, Catherine and Rosa went to the Marquis's garden to play. Francois and Guillermine lingered at their table, sorting out the details of Catherine's further education. Emilia Parade, wandering through the crowd, searching for a familiar face. I don't know why. But do we know this person? I like this music, by the way. It's like a 3/4 time. I think it's 3/4 time. Usually da 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 is like 3/4 time. Emilia Parade, wandered through the crowd searching for a familiar face. She had arrived halfway through Catherine's performance just in time to gush at her little sister. Oh, it's her sister! That's why she looked familiar. I was like, is this the older version of that girl that was playing the piano? But no, it's her sister. Okay, this makes more sense. Like, we didn't do a huge-ass time jump. This is great. Unfortunately, she couldn't find her father in the crowd. When she finally caught sight of the side of his head, she approached him hastily. Father, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Emilia stopped as she saw the man her father was talking to. It's none other than the Marquis himself. She fixed her hair self-consciously in courtesy. My lord, pardon my intrusion, I didn't realize. Guillermine smiled at her kindly. You are free to intrude any time, my lady. Emily. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher all these names. Smiled back, just as the rumors said. The Marquis is easy on the eyes. To whom do I owe the pleasure of your acquaintance? This is my eldest daughter, Emilia. Pardon me for not introducing her sooner. Charmed. Guillermine offered her a seat. Emilia sat down across the man. Well, it seems talent and good looks run in the family. Francois rubbed his neck. Yes, my daughters are my pride and joy. Thankfully, they both took after their mother. Surely not, Monsieur Parade. The eyes are yours, earnest and loving eyes. Yeah, I can see that. Emilia sorted at such sappy words. Or smiled. Did I say sorted or smiled? I don't know what it said. Her father was clearly basking in the compliments. If this really was the famous Guillermine the rumors talked about, then he wasn't exactly much of a charmer, was he? What? She didn't know what the fuss was about. The ladies in the house she worked for could not seem to stop talking about this man. Admittedly, there was something morbidly curious about the way he looked at people. Like, he was always distracted and could only say words that were expected of him. Huh. Interesting outlook on this person. Because I rather like this person. But he's probably gonna turn into the villain. All nice men turn into villains at one point, I think. I'm pleased to have you finally met you, Saya. I heard a lot about you on my travels. All good things, I hope. Depends on the tabloid and the day of the week. Amelia thought to herself and chuckled. A little mischief like her sister. I can see where she got the sassy side of hers from. You are a governess, I was told. Where you work? With the Dmitri household side. Ah, yes, I heard that you were marrying into the family soon. Oh, father, I told you not to tell anybody yet. I didn't, but you know how people talk. Word travels fast. Pardon the comment then, my lady. Please, your betrothed is a lucky man, I'm sure. Ooh. The conversation endured for the afternoon. Small talk, music composers, their little town, Catherine's musical background, Francois's students, Amelia's works. Amelia played with her naked, offering droll opinions on the particularly droll topics. Although, all throughout the exchange, Amelia observed the infamous Marquis de Giel. This was him, the audacious, shameless flirt of the royal court and tabloids. According to the rumors, he was able to bed both the widowed Countess of Devonshire and her daughter at the same time, and even had the tumultuous relationship with the Prince of Garnet. He didn't limit himself to royalty, or so the tabloids said. Probably shouldn't believe everything you read, but okay. The latest thing with the English poet, who they say almost killed him when he was caught with another man or woman. Ah, at this point, who knew what was real and what was blatant lie made up by the newspapers? She had looked forward to meeting him, and here he was finally talking about sampling the new bakery's creme brulee. I cannot speak. Creme brulee. Yeah. Words. She couldn't say she was disappointed exactly, but the Marquis was a depressingly normal man. Maybe even boring, Amelia ventured. She watched as his gaze flickered across her hair and her nose before lazily trailing away. How infuriating! She wondered if she would suddenly say something coy. Hold on a second. Jesus, okay. She wondered if he would suddenly say something coy, or insist to dance with her, or something outrageous. Honestly, so she could shoot him down. This man who everyone was interested in. That would be a small victory for reasonable women everywhere. But the Marquis was nothing but polite. He did not ogle. He did not touch unnecessarily. No audacious gestures or suggestive winks of the eye. He would not even look at her for more than 2 seconds. Maybe she was not pretty enough to flirt with. Amelia bit her lip. She shouldn't be thinking that. Also, I don't know why the perspective drew to Amelia's perspective. From Rose to Amelia? I wonder if there's some sort of connection here. I want to see the connection, but I don't see the connection. I felt like we should have stuck with Rose, because isn't this about her, I suppose? Maybe we're looking at the competition, I guess? Love interest type perspective switch? But I don't really know. She's being betrothed to someone, so I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting switch, to say the least. But I can tell we're going to be a part of this family throughout this game, it seems. It's going to have a lot to do with everything. Hopefully it all comes together in the end, and we're not just getting some random perspective on this guy from the opinion of this person's sister. Catherine's sister. I remembered her name. Amelia bit her lip. She shouldn't be thinking that. But there were also times when he would kindly look into her eyes when the conversation lulled. When the words spoken were without meaning, their eyes would converse further. To Amelia, he started to look lonely underneath the facade of caprice. He seemed tired of all the gallivanting, the rumors, and the numerous flings. We are all a little lonely, aren't we? Perhaps even he. He invited the family over to his, chateau, and commented on how empty the building felt sometimes. Music was his guilty pleasure. It got him through the cold nights. He said with a sad grin. How he wouldn't mind a warm soul to touch. And before she could stop herself, Amelia began to imagine his lips on her neck. On one of those cold nights. Interesting. On one of those cold nights. Has this happened before? Hold on. Is this a flash forward? What? It can't be a flashback. It must be like a foreshadow. Amelia shook her head, trying to ease the thoughts in her mind. Or a mere, fantasy. Yes, a fantasy. But I feel like we're gonna see this imagery again. Amelia shook her head, trying to erase the thoughts in her mind. They were having a perfectly mundane conversation. She didn't know where those thoughts came from. Fortunately, her father didn't seem to notice. Music and loneliness struck a nerve with the friend and Soy Parade. He had immersed himself in this music tutoring his students and Catherine ever since his wife had gone sick. It had been 60 years, but sometimes the nights were cold. Her friend Enquoise and the Marquise was speaking to his soul. He was a kindred spirit. Excuse me. He wasn't a pompous showboat like the other royalty Catherine had played for. The Marquise had even had a wine collection he wanted to show Francois. Francois? I don't know. Such a down-to-earth, generous young man. Did he go into her mindset and change her opinion on him? I don't know, weird thought, but that's interesting, how it just switched like that. Amelia's face is flushed. Are you alright? I'm fine, just the sun, probably. This was not true, of course. The afternoon sun had already lost most of its heat. Thankfully, Catherine provided a distraction. She ran towards the little huddle and flung her arms around her father's torso, chattering happily about the gardens and the butterflies. A young, ragged girl followed behind her. Amelia wasn't sure how old the girl was. Her dirty blonde hair hid the left side of her face. You could just see a faint trace of scars peeking through. A surge of motherly affection caught hold of her heart. Hello there, young lady. The girl looked down at her toes, and she gave a shy smile. I see you made a crown of flowers. You look very pretty. Thank you, madam. Catherine gave it to me. Sister, this is Rosa. She's really nice. She knows the name of all the flowers in Sir Gilly's garden. Catherine, there you go again with your silly names. Sister, help me convince Papa to let Rosa stay with us. Catherine! Papa, please let her stay with us. She doesn't have anywhere to go. Now, Catherine, that's not very nice. Rosa, here is a girl. She is not a kitten you can just pluck from the street and take home, like you always do with any stray animal. Goodness knows, we have such stray cats of France living at our house. Goodness knows we have all the stray cats of France living at our house. Oh, so nice. Yes, I know she's not a kitten. I know she's a girl. She shouldn't. But shouldn't we take her home, even more so? Francois sighed. Gildermead chuckled under his breath. He was clearly enjoying this exchange. Your daughter has some very unique views, Sir Paride. Well, Sir Gilly, what do you think? Huh? Gildermead's face lost his casual bystander look. You're a marquise. I'm sure my father would follow your orders, right? Shouldn't we take Rosa home? Gildermead's brows furrowed at being put on the spot so suddenly. He stole a glance at Francois, who was silently pleading with his eyes not to humor the child. He cleared his throat. Well, I'm sure it's up to your father since he owns the house. He will have to clothe and feed Rosa, you see. Yes, but I got that figured out. Ever since Sister moved to work, nobody minds the house anymore. And I have to wash the dishes every time. Papa's so busy, and we always have enough food for the two of us. If Rosa stays, then I wouldn't be so lonely on my own anymore. She'll wear Sister's old clothes, and we'll mind the house when both Sister and Father are away. She can wash the dishes sometimes, and I'll wash them sometimes. Gildermead and Francois shared a look. And besides, if it were up to me, I'd have people take one girl home in their house and give her food. Besides, if it were up to me, I'd have people take one girl home in their house and give them food. Girls don't even eat that much. Not sure about boys. She thought for a bit. I'm not sure if it's not too much that people can't take them home too. One time I ate one whole plate of potatoes and my stomach hurt. If Rosa were there, I wouldn't have eaten so much. Maybe. Gildermead couldn't help but laugh. Francois rubbed his neck in embarrassment. I'm so sorry, sire. She's very headstrong. Father, I'm sure taking Rosa in wouldn't be much trouble for us financially, yes? My new work pays better. I'm sure we can adjust. Ooh. I'm gonna say right on top of this because I don't think we did anything with these saves. We didn't do. But anyway, let's go. Well, about that. Perhaps as Rosa works in my household, it wouldn't be much of a burden to your family, Sir Paride. Sir Gilly is great. You are truly a kind soul, sire. Not at all. I'm sure I need her help more than she needs mine. Isn't that right, Rosa? In that case, I would love to offer my home to Rosa. Although I'm still worried that this is supposed to be more complicated, sire. What about her family or her friends? Are we violating any laws, perhaps? I'm not even sure. As long as it is consensual, sire, the details can be smoothed out later. The girl was quiet the whole time. She was looking at her toes, or at Catherine. Rosa, do you have any family, relatives, or friends you stay with? No, sire. My mother died a long time ago, but she guides me always. So please don't be compelled to mind me. No, don't go back to the streets, Rosa. It's September. It's going to be really cold soon. Sir Gilly, we'll even give you work. Stay with us. But Catherine, Francois sighed in surrender. All right. She can stay for the night. Really? Papa! Just for tonight. Then we'll see if she wants to stay for longer. Catherine, you cannot hold people in their place just because you want them there. Do you understand? If Rosa wants to leave, she may leave. You cannot keep her like an object. Guillaume cleared his throat. This is sound advice, Sir Paride. Yes, Papa, I understand. Rosa, please make yourself comfortable in our home. But thank you. Papa is the best. Catherine turned to Guillaume the kin. Sir Gilly, don't you quit looking at me. Quit looking at me like that, you two. You two, get your eyes off of me. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know why. It's just the blank stare just staring into my soul. Sir Gilly, maybe it's from all this time I've been playing like these games, and I haven't grown accustomed to people staring into my soul yet. Sir Gilly, don't you think of everyone with a house takes one person home, nobody will freeze in the winter. You should make it into a law. They'll obey you because you're the Marquise. And because you're tall. What? Okay. Oh, so people obey my numbers because I'm tall? What a compliment. Well, you're taller than my papa. At least he'll never be a Marquise. Oh, sick burns. Francois pulled on his daughter's ear in embarrassment. Catherine, mind your manners. I'm so sorry, sire. Guillaume shook his head, his eyes trailing over the Paride family. Emily watched him curiously. That same sadness once again surfaced in the briefest moment. You have a lovely family, sire. I'm quite jealous. You make me want to settle down myself someday. He chuckled. Maybe. Amelia's heart skipped a beat. Did he just look at her when he said that? She couldn't be sure. Catherine is perfect the way she is one of the reasons why I'm very invested in her. Oh, I love this. This is so cute. Guillaume knelt down so that he was eye to eye with Catherine. He patted her head. You are a very intelligent and kind-hearted girl, Catherine. You are a star. Mon étoile. Étoile? I don't know. Please. Someday, I know you will change the world. Or at least, I'd like to see you try. Mother. Help me. Oh. My chest. I can't breathe. No. Catherine. Oh God. Chapter 2. La Parade. Alright, I'm gonna save right here because that is it for today. I'm gonna save right here because there we go. Thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this so far. I'm enjoying it. I like doing my random voice changes all the time, and this is an interesting game, I guess. I mean, I want to know what's up with the mother character. I want to know what's up with, this vision that she had that was very well drawn, by the way. Very well drawn. I want to know what's up with the it gives me the desire to know more about what's happening and going on in this game. So, I like the game. Therefore, I will see you in the next video. If you're just as drawn into this game as I am, I will see you in this next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and thank you guys for 40 subscribers. Wow, that is absolutely amazing to me. I am so happy. You guys are amazing. All of you are amazing. I love all of y'all. Y'all make my day. Anyway, thank you guys. See you in the next one. Peace out.